Howdy folks, Bodine52, hope you are well. In today's video, I am going to show you a comparison of a stock headlamp that's currently in my 2021 Road Glide Limited and a Custom Dynamics TruBeam LED headlamp. We are going to show you the before, going to show you the after, going to show you how to install it, and we're going to talk about which one of these two are better. Alrighty, so last night I went out and took a ride about 8 o'clock, 8:10 here in Michigan in the dark with my stock headlamp in to get the before portion of this video, and here it is. Alrighty, before we get started, what we need to do is we need to get the fairing off. I have done this in many videos, so right now I'm going to show you a clip of how easy it is to get the fairing off. If you know how to do this, I'm going to put a little timer right up here in the corner, which you can fast forward to get to the installation part of the video, so you don't have to sit through me telling you how to get the fairing off. But if you haven't done that yet, man, you can do it in a couple minutes. So stay tuned, let's get after it.
The first thing I do is I remove these 4 screws that holds on the windshield. Take those both off and then pop the windshield off. There's also a plastic piece under here that you can just pop up with your hand, and then that is off. Then I move to the side of the motorcycle, and this wind screen, if you will, here, there's 2 screws in it, one right here, and these are both T25s. And you have it on this side and then that side. Need to come off both. Same thing for the turn signal. You need to just get this screw out. I think it's a 3/16. It is a 3/16 Allen. Pull the screw out of both sides. The turn signal will actually stay on the fairing when you pull that off. Now, you have really 2 more screws before the fairing comes loose. They are both behind, there's one on each side, your speaker grill. Okay, they're actually down here, and they're T30 screws. Remember, once you take these out, your fairing is then loose. A lot of guys will try prying this off or use one of those little picks like they have at a dentist. I'm always careful. I don't want to scratch everything up. Once you have this off, you really can get your hand behind there and kind of push those out. Makes it a ton easier. So again, once you have these screws out, you want to be careful because your fairing is now loose. What I like to do is keep one of these screws for the windshield. I put it back in, keeps the fairing a little tight while I'm getting everything else removed. Of course, make sure to protect your front fender, protect your tank, and then you want to have some sort of place that you're going to make sure that you are going to put your fairing so it doesn't get scratched up. But if you're really concerned about taking off the fairing, it's really not that big of a deal.
Okay, now that we have the fairing off, we need to go ahead and get the headlight out. There's simply 4 bolts for that. There's one down here, one on the top, and then one on that other side. That'll let us pull the headlight out and unplug it. There are also these vent inserts that have a couple screws right here that we'll have to take off. If you're looking at stock ones for you, this is probably just a black plastic piece. These happen to be the LED inserts from Custom Dynamics that I put on in another video, and I'll link that in the description. So let me get those off and show you what we got. So this is what you are left with without the headlamp in. Again, the 2 LED deflectors, right? This is the plug that goes into the headlamp. This is actually a cover plug that used to be on here, but this is that Apple CarPlay jumper that I use and bought for like 15 bucks. Best thing on the planet. I'll link that as well. But let's go ahead over and take a look at what the 2 headlamps look like out. This is the stock one, okay?
that we just took out. And this is the TruBeam LED from Custom Dynamics. It's pretty sharp. Went with the black to match the inserts. If you turn this thing over, you will see that's where the plug is going to go. And then we're going to take these and fish them up to where the turn signals are at the top of the bike. And let's go ahead and put this thing in. Go ahead and get it screwed in the same way and see what we got. Alrighty, so we have the new headlamp in. Nice and easy. Have this plate back on. Go ahead and put the vent inserts back in, LED ones. And now we have a little bit of wiring to do, and it's, you know, that really easy plug and play stuff from Custom Dynamics. These came from the back of the new headlight, and they are simply, this one happens to be the right side of the bike if you're sitting on it, are gonna plug in to right here. Tough to do one-handed, sorry about that. Make sure that that is the one with the brown wire. Then you will do the same thing on this side, and you're gonna make sure that you plug in to the one on the left, which has the purple wire. You're gonna connect both of those. We're gonna put the fairing on, and of course the fairing has a plug because the turn signals are on it. You're gonna plug right into there. So let me go ahead and get this plugged up, turned on, get the fairing on, and then we'll talk about one more step. Okay, there is one more thing we have to do. We have to sync up the lights. It's called a BCM sync. And to do that, the first thing you do is you turn on your ignition, you turn on your hazards, you turn the ignition off, and you wait 4 minutes. Okay, it has been 3 or 4 minutes, so now we're gonna turn the key on. We're gonna turn the hazards off, and we're gonna turn the key ignition back off. Now we should be good. Let's check them out. Okay, so this is what it looks like low beam. Now that's what it looks like high beam. Wow, that does look much better. Now, we'll look at a turn signal. Oh, I really like that. That is very nice. Nice in the garage doesn't matter. Let's take it out in the dark and see if it really is better than the stock headlamp. Alrighty folks, so I have now been able to ride my 2021 Road Glide Limited with the TruBeam Custom Dynamics LED headlamp in it, so I can talk about that lamp as well as a comparison of the two. But first, I want to give you a little bit of details on this headlamp. Normally I just want to make sure it is from a rider's perspective without all the details about is it better, is it worse, is it the same? But I do want to give you some detail, and I'll put a bunch of links in the description so you can go check it out yourself. But I want to read to you just a couple of the items of this headlamp. Has auxiliary amber LED turn signals. The one I put in is a TruBeam Road Glide LED headlamp. Integrated halo. Low beam is 3200 raw lumens at 31.2 watts. High beam is 28.8 at 31 raw lumens. 5800K color temperatures, lighter weight, lifetime warranty with every LED product Custom Dynamics has. It's the same size as your stock headlamp as you saw during the installation. No trim ring or anything like that needed. It's a high efficiency. It's kind of a lightweighter design. It's definitely plug and play like all the Custom Dynamics stuff. And you know, of course, it, in my opinion, has some serious advantages over the stock, and then some stuff that is maybe equivalent to the stock. So
let's get at it and really talk about my impressions. So here is my take without going to the video first, just from a rider perspective. I will tell you that when I was riding the bike, I went out roughly about the same time. It may have been a little darker the second time when the Custom Dynamics was in, but generally same road, same patch of road. Everything was as similar as I could, so I could get a really clean look at it. So I look at the headlight in three ways. Number one is, do you like the looks of it, right? I do like the looks of this headlamp better than the stock one. It's funny, before I did this video, I have Custom Dynamics over all my bikes except for the headlamp in this bike, and I never did it because honestly I like the look of the stock one, and I thought it put out enough light, so I really just didn't want to go through and switch it out. But I'm glad I did. I do like the look of it better. At the end of the day, you're not going to be in front of your bike, you're going to be riding it, so the look probably isn't that important. Then of course there is low beam and high beam. So from a low beam perspective, compared to the stock headlamp, I did not see a huge difference in the two. They were pretty similar. Now when I pull the videos, maybe I'll see a little bit of a difference, but from a riding perspective, I did not see that big of a difference in the new headlamp. If you follow my channel, you know I'm a Custom Dynamics groupie and I love all of their products. But I want to be honest with you, I just did not see a big difference. Where I saw the difference was in the high beam. Major difference in the high beam compared to the stock. I definitely felt that I could see much further out, and side to side, ditch to ditch, if you will, significant difference. I want to make sure to get a really good clean picture from when I edit the video on this, so you can kind of see it, and hopefully while I'm talking it's going to pop up on your screen right now. But with the headlamp on high, the distance and the side-by-side was significantly different. To me, that's important, side-by-side, especially when you're riding where I live, where there's a lot of back roads and there's a lot of trees. That side-by-side, there's deer out, all that stuff I think is important. Again, I think I could see further down the road with this headlamp, so I would tell you, serious thumbs up on the high beam. There's just no doubt about that. If you are going to, when you're out riding at night, or even during the day, because we keep our headlights on, if you're going to be using your high beams at times, I do, honestly, when there's no cars coming, this headlamp is without a doubt a good idea, and in my mind a good purchase, and I would highly recommend it. If you feel you're not out that much at night, the look isn't that much different for you, and when you are out, you're on low beams, maybe it's not the best value or purchase for you. If you're doing that, I would strongly urge you to look at the rest of the Custom Dynamics lights. There's filler lights, there's strobing tail lights, there's a bunch of different type of lights, and I'm gonna actually put a list of all the Custom Dynamics stuff I have on my bike at the end of this video so you can go look at them. I would invest my money in those items from Custom Dynamics if you are just going to really ride on the low beam, right? And a lot of people just do the low beam. And when I first started riding, I'm like, okay, it's not that much different on the low beam. Oh man. And then of course I turned the high beam on. I'm like, holy crap, it's a huge difference. So that is my take on the two. You saw the installation, super easy to do. I've been dealing with Custom Dynamics for a couple years now, just super good people. They always make good product, and have been supportive of the channel, and never really directed me or said, hey, if you're gonna show our products, we want you to say this. Never came out of their mouth once. It's always like, call it like it is. And I definitely appreciate that. And that's why I wanted to make sure on this video, if you're going low beam, spend the money on other lights. If you're going to use the high beam and you need to see side to side, ditch to ditch, I would highly recommend that you go ahead and get this light. So hopefully that helped if you're looking for a headlamp. If you're new to the channel, thank you for coming in and checking out this video. I hope it helped you. If you have any questions for me, hey, I also have an Instagram account that goes by Bodine52 as well. Send me a private message there, or comments, if you will, in the comments section. And I'll be glad to get back to you and just give you my take and my advice in the for what it's worth category on anything that you may have. So thanks for checking out the channel. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. It does help in support of the channel if you like what you see and some of the other videos and you want to become a member of the Bodine family. Love to have you hit the subscribe button. But regardless, thank you for taking time out to take a look at something that I think is pretty important, which is our safety and lighting up our motorcycles. That is it for Bodine 52. Be safe out there, check on a friend, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye, folks.